What's up, weirdos, and welcome back to part 4 of my coverage of the first run of The Mask from Dark Horse Comics. If you're here from previous parts, always good to see a familiar face, but if you're just joining us, you may want to check out the last 3 parts before diving in here. Make sure to like, comment, share, and sub as we are aiming for 500 subs by June of 2026. We all set? Sweet. Jumping back in, we see Lionel alone in his office. He shares with the lieutenant as he's on the phone with someone looking for Kellaway, telling them he's usually in by 9:15 and he'll have him call. And, as if on cue, Kellaway, whose arm is now back in the sling, guess the mask doesn't permanently heal wounds already there, enters the office. Ah, what a gorgeous day. What? It's so humid out there I had to swim to work. Well, it's a good day to be alive anyway, isn't it? Yeah, you would be walking on air after the anti-heroics you pulled, huh? Lionel proceeds to ask him about the hold-up murders last night, and Kellaway just brushes it off, saying, "No, but hold on a second. I gotta make a call first." We cut to whoever he's calling. Turns out it's Kathy. "Yes, I know, I must have sounded crazy, but I was desperate to get rid of that thing. It really scared me. You didn't try it on, did you?" And Kellaway proceeds to lie, saying he didn't, and jokes, "Besides, I don't think it's my size." Part of me wants to be shitty with Kellaway for lying about this, but, like I said, he's already doing better than Stan, more so going the anti-hero route. For now, at least. Kathy rightfully asks if he's making fun of her, to which Kellaway shuts down and gives her some reassurance. "I've got the mask now, and I won't let it out of my sight." "Oh, I'm sure you won't." After hanging up, he asks Lionel what it was he needed to fill him in on, even though he knows full well what it's going to be. And we get one last panel of Kathy, who definitely knows something is up. As Lionel is filling Kellaway in, there comes a knock at their door, and in comes the big boss, the captain. "You two can get your lazy asses in my office. Someone from the DA's office wants to talk to you." Hard cut to a little later, and Kellaway is pissed, and seemingly sitting in front of him is that Stephen Lister guy from earlier. "Insufficient evidence? What the hell are you talking about?" Kellaway roars angrily. Lister responds, "The age seized in the bust cannot be located in the evidence locker. We have no other choice but to release Mr. Rapaz." Clearly suspicious, his captain barks, "I don't know what kind of show you're running, Kellaway, but there's gonna be a full investigation." "You're damn right there is, starting right here," Kellaway shouts as he turns to Lister. "I want your full name, Buster. I want to talk to the DA about you." "The name is Stephen Lister. I'm the DA's personal assistant, and I assure you, he's fully aware of the facts in the case of Mr. Rapaz. However, you are welcome to call if you wish to speak to him, any time after 2 o'clock. We'll be rather busy until then," Lister says as he takes his leave from the captain's office. "You're doing just great, Lieutenant, just great. You lose our only suspect in the most talked-about crimes of the decade. Now you let Eugene Rapaz slip through your fingers? What are you going to do for an encore?" He spits. And Kellaway answers under his breath, "Just wait and see, lord-ass. Just wait and see." We join Kellamask later that night, actually the next morning, on a rooftop as he plays with a yo-yo. "Ah, I knew I'd get it with a little practice. Now I gotta work on my round the world." "Say, what gives?" he says as he looks down at a gathering of people around a truck. "Oh my, I'd better get a closer look, hadn't I?" No, please don't take my truck. She's all I have to make my living," the victim begs. "Don't worry, Pops. We're just gonna take it for a joyride. Then we'll dump it in the river and you'll collect a bundle on the insurance." "But I got no insurance. They don't cover me because I got to pick up my fruit on the waterfront." "Yeah, this is a rough neighborhood and an even rougher life. Climb in, kiddies." "Not so fast. You don't go anywhere with that truck. At least not until you have a decent haircut." Mask already coming in with the fucking roasts. "Who the hell are you, the barber of Seville? Just mind your own business, Goomba, and you won't get hurt." The barber comes around to the driver's side, coming face to face with the gang leader. "Ah, but hair is my business. For instance, if you have long hair, someone can grab a handful of it, like so." And he proceeds to snag a greedy handful of the leader's red hair and proceeds to spin him like a helicopter blade. "Then you are at their mercy. So you see, the proper haircut is very important, he says as he brings the leader down, snips his hair, and launches him into a nearby upper floor window. Almost immediately, the victim comes up to Kelamask, still in disguise, thanking him profusely. That truck is my living. When you saved that truck, you saved my whole world, he cries. Your world? Hold on a minute, pal. And he begins removing the disguise. If we're gonna be friends, we have to get one thing straight. This is Sinatra's world. You and me? We're just living in it, Kelamask says, smoothly putting on a fedora and vocalizing as he walks away. Meanwhile, in an even worse part of town, we see a guy standing outside of a shady, run-down building, impatiently scratching away at his arm, surely a druggie, when he hears a clunk. Benny? That you, man? No, I'm afraid not, Lank. Eugene Rapaz emerges from the shadows. But as you know, I've got the best stuff in town. Yeah, that confirms it. Lank proceeds to book it out of there. No! Yes. Alright, enough with the fucking weirdo. He keeps running, thinking Benny is in cahoots with Rapaz, that he'll kill him for it, before he runs face first into a hulk of a man. Lank tries to reason with this beast before Rapaz comes up behind him. Try showing a bit more gratitude, Lank. He explains to Lank that Benny did in fact rat him out for taking cuts, and that he's got a full syringe of H. Absolutely free. Please, Walter, hold him steady, he says to the huge man. Now, little side tangent, I absolutely love Walter, and he hasn't gotten enough of that love. Yes, he did make it into the Mask animated series, but it just isn't the same. Just wait till we get a little more of good old Walter. You'll see why I love him. We jump to later that day as Kellaway makes his way into work. Hey, Kellaway, over here, says someone from a nearby doorway. What is it, Silber? Silber proceeds to try and fill him in on the previous night's events, and Kellaway simply asks if anyone was killed. And when Silber says no, Kellaway goes off. If it is Big Head, then that's your problem. I've got my own nightmares to deal with, so don't bug me. He slams the door to his office, complaining to Lionel. Good morning to you, too. So Kellaway keeps complaining about Silber. If you're talking about the vigilante case, I hear it might be Big Head. And after all, we have lots of experience with that freak. Maybe he just wanted your opinion, Lionel reasons, and Kellaway says he just sees the Big Head killer as a cold-blooded, killer. Or have you forgotten? Easy, Lieutenant, I'm a good guy. Kellaway apologizes, saying he's just cranky and he didn't get much sleep. I can see that. You really look like hell, Lionel says sympathetically. Oh yeah? Well, you're ugly, Kellaway jokes back, giving Lionel a wink. That reminds me, the ME wants to see you. Cut to Kellaway and Lionel and another man all surrounding a cadaver. Yep, that's Lank all right. Are you sure it's OD? Lionel asks. Well, of course we won't be sure until we've got the blood and tissue analyses back, but I've seen a lot of these the past few months, as Lieutenant Kellaway knows. In other words, it's an OD. Kellaway thanks him sarcastically as him and Lionel leave. Damn, Kellaway shouts, but Lionel's got questions. What the hell is he talking about? How do you know how many ODs he's seen lately? You know what he was talking about if you'd read through the whole Rapaz file like I asked you to. But, Lieutenant, I was assigned to your homicide cases, not narcotics. As far as I'm concerned, these ODs are homicides, and Rapaz is responsible. They continue to discuss how to handle Rapaz until they come across Stephen Lister, who overhears Kellaway saying he's going to bring him in. You already had your chance for that, Lieutenant. I suggest you steer clear of Mr. Rapaz. His attorney is just itching to slap you with a harassment complaint. On the other hand, if you do have evidence, enough to convince a judge to issue a warrant, Kellaway barks back, is that what you came down here for, Lister? To give us advice? Or is the ME's office where you pick up your best dates? Lister gives one last jab in the form of telling Kellaway that the DA wants to see Lionel and Kellaway. Just what are you trying to pull, you slimy bastard? Now, Lieutenant, let's try to keep this friendly. See you tomorrow, at noonish. Ta-ta! And with that, Lister is off. Later that night, Kellaway arrives home and once again decides to take matters into his own hands. Tonight, I'm calling the shots, he thinks as he stares at the mask for a moment before putting it on. Now we're cooking. And as he lights up a cancer stick, the phone rings. Hello? Clancy's Pizzeria? I'll take 1 large pie, extra corned beef and cabbage. Hold the shamrocks. Then Kathy speaks up nervously. Maybe I've got the wrong number. Is this Lieutenant Kellaway's residence? Realizing who it is, Kellaway takes off the mask momentarily. Yeah, this is Kellaway, just clowning around, that's all. What can I do for you? Well, I hope you don't mind my calling you at home, but when I couldn't reach you at the station, I talked to your mother. She lives downstairs. So this is Kathy. No problem. There's something I can help you with? Kathy proceeds to express her worry about the recent happenings in the city, and Kellaway explains it has to be a copycat of some kind. You gotta remember that Big Head was a first-class scumbag, he says. I mean, he was a killer, and while I'm not crazy about vigilantes, they got good intentions at heart, so to speak. At first, Kathy still feels off, and Kellaway notices, but she shuts it down, saying, Everything you say makes sense. Thanks for your time, Lieutenant. You've really put my mind at ease. And hangs up, thinking to herself that the mask is in safe hands and that he won't wear it. She then notices her fridge is bare. Maybe I'll eat out tonight. Hell, why not make it a night on the town? Probably not the best of ideas, considering we see Kellamask looking like a fucking maniac as he darts off into the night. We then cut to a random guy walking near piles of Rebel and Refuse, thinking to himself. As he approaches a building where Rapaz waits, he notices another man walking up to him. Hey, what the hell is this? He said he was only bringing a dime. Now he's talking to somebody else, the man thinks. I told you I don't have what you're looking for, so please leave me alone. This other man speaks up. If you ain't dealing, what the hell you doing in this nave, my man? I'm waiting for a friend. Oh, I wouldn't exactly call us friends, but thank you for waiting for me. What is the meaning of this? The man steps closer. Let's just say I don't believe you're waiting for a friend. In fact, I believe you don't have any friends. Clever. Very clever. 1 customer at a time, right? With only 1 dime on you, we can't prove you're dealing at all. Kellamask kind of giving himself away here, but go off, I guess. I don't know who you are or who you think you are, but you'll regret this little fiasco almost immediately. Rapaz taunts as Walter silently comes up behind the mask. We know it's Kellamask at this point, come on. As he taunts Rapaz before choking him with 1 hand. And gets chucked into a van before sitting up. Surprised, Rapaz calls after Walter to just kill him already. Kill him now! And Walter throws another punch, knocking the mask down and shredding his disguise to almost nothing. Let me guess. You pump iron, right? What a coincidence! I pump lead! Kellamask shouts as he takes a couple shots at Walter, who falls back and onto the ground, seemingly taken down. Now that's what I call a workout. Want to try a set pusher? He asks Rapaz, now terrified. What the hell are you? Oh, real nice. Insult me, why don't you? Most folks would be begging for mercy at this point, but I guess you just want to be different. Suddenly, Walter grabs Kellamask's hand, holding the gun. Well, shut my mouth, he mutters before Walter goes full Hulk v. Loki style, slamming Kellamask around before lifting him up as he grabs a gun from inside his jacket. Hey, pal, you got an extra butt? Boom! Walter stares for a moment as the mask groans. Oh. But of course, he's fine. Look what you did to my new suit! This stuff'll never wash out! You're in trouble now, Buster, he sneers, but before he can do anything, Walter clocks him again, sending him into a light pole, which breaks, revealing sparking wires. Just give me a second to catch my breath, and you'll really be in trouble, he says before eyeing the wires. He then grabs them and shoves them into Walter's mouth. I know, you said a Bud Light! And electrocutes Walter, finally knocking him down. I will tell you now, my boy Walter is not gone. That is a guarantee. Jeez, I can't seem to remember what I came down here for, Kelamask says before spotting Rapaz trying to get away. Ah, that's it. Zip-a-your-doo-dah, zip-it-a-day. Senor Rapaz is getting away. And not long after, he corners him. Please, don't shoot me. I'll do anything you say. I have lots of money. You can have it all. Just don't shoot me. Save your breath. Click. And you thought I was gonna shoot you. That's rich. Yes, how silly. After all, you're a reasonable man. Listen, I'd love to stay and chat, but I gotta get going, okay? And try to relax, pal. You're sweating like a horse. Kelamask finishes before he disappears into the night. Then Rapaz hears a ticking coming from the cigarette the mask left behind before it suddenly explodes, killing him for good. The next morning, sometime after 7 a.m., Lionel is trying to call Kellaway, who finally picks up. Kellaway here. Morning, Lieutenant. Sorry to wake you, but Rapaz has been killed. Well, if you're calling me to tell me I'm a suspect, fine. But if you're calling to say we're taking the case, you're crazy. I'm glad he's dead. But then Lionel says something that begins to strike fear into the lieutenant. Sorry, sir, but we have to take it. It's definitely Big Head. Can't be a copycat because Rapaz's bodyguard beat the hell out of him, even blew his brains out, and Big Head kept coming. It's him, all right. Wait just a minute. How do you know about all this? Oh, didn't I tell you? We have a witness. Boom! Oh, Kelly boy, you are in some deep shit now. We're then shown a news broadcast down at Lister's base of ops, the anchor saying, "The past few weeks have not been kind to Police Lieutenant Kellaway. Under his direction, last month's manhunt for the so-called Big Head killer ended in disaster. 11 officers lost, and the killer got clean away, and now new allegations against the lieutenant threaten to end his police career." As Lionel and Kellaway try to enter the place, Rotzi and news people swarm him with questions, all met with a no comment. Kellaway curses as he enters the building and then proceeds to barge into someone's office. I usually knock, Tully, but I'm pretty pissed off. Let's get down to business. Tully answers, I want you to know that this isn't a formal investigation. No charges have been filed against you. And I want to know why you aren't talking to the officer in charge of evidence on the day the H was lost. Kellaway snaps back. We are, but we've kept it quiet. My assistant, Mr. Lister, and I have agreed we shouldn't needlessly tarnish the man's reputation. What? What about my reputation? That mob out there knows more about this than I do. Yes, that is strange. I gave strict orders to keep the matter hush-hush. I can't imagine how it was leaked. Gee, I wonder. And with that explosion, we move on to later in the day at police headquarters. And as Lionel is trying to talk Kellaway down a little, the police chief calls after the lieutenant. Hey, Kellaway, in my office. Pronto. He heads in and takes a seat. Pronto, huh? Been practicing your Spanish, Captain? Nice, real nice. That's the thanks I get for trying to save your ass? How's that? You've heard that the witness to Big Head's killing of Rapaz is too scared to come into us, right? Right, so what? So, he just called again. Said he's willing to talk to one cop. Alone. At midnight, 8th Pier on Fulton. Says he'll even let us tape a statement. You're in a lot of hot water, so I figured maybe you might be the one who wants to meet the guy. This could be the lead we're looking for, and I think you can make this information work for you. You're right about that. Thanks, Captain. Thanks a lot. We jump to a dark room. So you don't think the cop nailed Rapaz? No, it's not his style. He's a by-the-book cop. So, we are forced to admit, however reluctantly, that it looks like Cincini's is responsible. Well, we both know how much he envied you for having Rapaz on your payroll. I am also hard-pressed to explain the apparent disappearance of Walter. Only Cincini would have enough cash to bribe Walter away from me. Louis, Chris, come here. A couple of goons step into the light. Yeah, boss, whatever you want. Take Joey, David, and Frankie over to Cincini's restaurant and blast the hell out of every Cincini within 10 miles of the place. It's almost midnight, so they'll be closing up the place in just a few minutes. So, you want we should go over there right now? No, you fucking morons! I want you to go tomorrow during the lunch hour rush. Now get out of here! And as the idiot goons leave, they talk quietly amongst each other. That don't seem too smart going during lunch hour. Hey, he didn't get to be the boss by being stupid, so let's just do like he says. I honestly pray that they go during the lunch rush, and that as that's exactly what is being implied here, this is going to be wild. But, my wonderful weirdos, we're going to put a pin in it right here. No worries, I'm aiming to make part 5 the finale of this series, but we'll see how it shakes out. In the meantime, like, comment, sub, do the things, and remember to share around as we're aiming to hit the big 500 by June 2026. If you made it to the end, thank you very, very much for watching, and remember, stay weird. Peace.